So, Drew, thanks for joining us on this. For fans who may or may not know you, can you tell us a little bit about who you are off the field?
Yeah, I'd say I'm just a regular guy, I'll just like hanging out with my buddies, and whether that's on Xbox or whenever I go home, we like going out on the lake and just hanging out and having a good time.
Nice. What Xbox games we got going?
I'm more of a sports
There we go.
gamer, like Madden and 2K and that kind of stuff.
All right. What game are you using in Madden?
I don't really have a specific one. I like playing with Josh Allen.
Oh, there we go. I like that. We like Josh. We like Joshy over here. So tell us a little bit about your journey leading up to UNT. What led you to coming to UNT, and how would you describe that road, that journey?
Yeah, I think it's full of ups and downs, and I didn't play a snap of varsity quarterback, like starting a game, and so that wasn't ideal, obviously, for my dreams, and but I didn't let that not playing stop me from working hard and being prepared for my opportunity. And so I honestly wouldn't trade it for anything to be here at this place, and still being able to live out my dream, even though I had to go through all those ups and downs.
Were there moments where you wanted to listen to that voice that maybe told you, let's just do away with the whole quarterback dream and I'll just move on and do something else?
Yeah, I mean, there were days that were hard, but I honestly think like I never gave up on myself, and I knew I'd never give up on myself and give up on that dream. And there were days that I didn't want to go to the gym and work out or do a run and do all that stuff, but I knew one day it would pay off.
So being a competitor and having this sort of underdog mindset, what keeps you hungry and what keeps you motivated?
I think it's those people who told me I wasn't good enough, or told me how it's kind of crazy for thinking I could, be in this spot right now, and just kind of keeping that chip on my shoulder, and also proving to myself and the people who believed in me the whole time, my mom and my mentors that have been by my side the whole time, that that I can do this, and I wasn't just a waste of energy and something just to give up on them. So yeah,
it's awesome there. So every athlete has their come to college moment, especially with football, I'm sure. So could you tell us a little bit about yours?
Yeah, I'd say it was the bowl game I got to start, and it's crazy just looking back at the stats and the highlights of it all, because honestly it was kind of just a blur in the moment, but to kind of step on the college stage and have a game like that, it's awesome to make the most of that opportunity, and just kind of put my name on the map like that so quickly. And I'm thankful for Coach Morris for giving me the shot.
Don't forget to tell about the trash can too, dude. I've been in the trash can, and that was
The 70-yard run. We got that. Yeah, had to make a quick visit after.
Everyone knows about that one. That one went viral on ESPN, on all the social media networks. So who's been your biggest influence? You had mentioned some mentors and even your mom, but who are some influences or mentors on your journey? And also, what's the best advice that you've been given through them?
Yeah, well, obviously my mom's just been there for, mental and emotional support through the whole thing, and just being by my side and supporting anything I wanted to do. And then, on the football side, I've, gone to my high school games my whole life growing up, and I watched a quarterback that played there named Dakota Prukop, and he went on to play at Montana State and then Oregon and then CFL. And so we've become good, family friends, and he's always kind of been a voice for me, and, just someone that's done it before, that I can listen to and, just hear about how to go through the ups and downs. And, he's always been there for me and just kind of got my head straight on, it might not look great now, but one day it'll all work out. And, I think just some things he's told me, just like, the obvious ones, like keep working and your time will come. But, one thing I always think about, just like almost in life, not even just in football, but I think it's helped me as a leader, is every person you meet sees a different face of you. And, because someone will think you're this football Drew, and someone, my mom sees me as her baby Drew and everything, you're a different person to everyone you meet. And so I just try to be, the same person to everyone I meet. I want everyone to, like being around me and think I'm nice. And, I care about people, and, I just try to be the same person every day.
That's awesome. So you had mentioned earlier Josh Allen. Is there a player in the NFL that you either, model your game after, or that people have maybe said that you play similar style to in the NFL?
Yeah, I mean, growing up, I've always watched Aaron Rodgers, and that was my guy since I was little. And now Josh Allen, it's the reason I picked 17, because I knew I couldn't get a low number coming here because I was gonna be the quarterback 6. So figured if there was a time to switch up the number, I might as well model it after someone I like watching. So yeah, pick that. And I think there's a lot of guys I like watching, but those are the two main ones.
Those are some great ones right there.
Yeah, and that's what number Rylee wore in high school.
What was that, number 17? Oh yeah.
That's one of the reasons his mama likes watching him to that way, and his mom that pride.
Reffing it well.
Yeah.
So you've been in Denton for a while now. What's your go-to local spot for food, or maybe even fun, when you're not on the field?
Yeah, I just got a deal with Portillo's, so
Nice.
I'm gonna have to start going there more. They got they got some good food there. Got really everything you could ask for there. And besides that, I'd say probably Cane's and Chick-fil-A are my two main spots. Probably go there a little more than I should, but
Here you go.
those are my two main spots.
We're in Texas, so
Yeah.
nobody can hate on that. Denton businesses and residents really rally behind UNT. What's one way you personally felt that support, whether it be from fans or from the organization, or how have you felt support here in Denton with the UNT fan base?
Yeah, I think, especially this year, just the amount of kind of hype around us, you could say, is grown a lot. And to see these, fans that were here through, the not so great season, to see the like genuine joy and, just at the games, like the guys up in the wing last week.
Yeah.
All the fans coming out to the games. It's just awesome. And being in the community, just seeing all the people wearing the eagle on their shirt. It's awesome to see that just around the community and out here. And then like all the people that came to this USF game, it was insane, the amount of just energy that was in this stadium. So just the amount of energy and the amount of support that comes from our fans is unmatched.
Wow. So, being a college athlete, it can be demanding. What's maybe one of the ways that you've learned to balance it? Maybe something that people may not understand about being a college athlete.
Yeah, I think, obviously there's the schoolwork and the football part of it, but there's also the, one thing I had to learn quickly is the media side of it and the, kind of outside noise side of it.
Yep.
And so I think the biggest thing for me is coming in here and kind of, blocking it off. Once I'm in this facility, it's, I'm in here to win football games, and that's all I do in this facility. And I try to not mix them, which I felt like helped me. Just, when I'm in here, I watch film, I go to meetings, I practice hard, I lift hard, and, just do everything I can to win games. And then, once I'm on the outside, I can look at that and engage in that and all the media stuff. But I just try not to mix it and, just have my two separate, focuses.
Yep. So you had mentioned earlier a little bit about when you were first coming to UNT and kind of thinking of joining the team, that you had a childhood friend, Miles, kind of connect you to UNT. Could you tell us a little bit about that season of your life and Miles and his impact on connecting you here to UNT?
Yeah, I mean, Miles and I have played sports together our whole lives. We've played flag football since we were little and grown up playing Pop Warner together, and we played middle school against each other. And, my senior year, I was guarding him in one-on-ones. So, just playing football together for so long, it's always been a dream to be on the field with him, throwing to him. And, that never happened in high school, and it's kind of bummed on that. But, to have the opportunity to come here and, live out our dreams that we've dreamed about being a D1 college football player together, and him be by my side through that whole thing, it's been awesome.
And you had mentioned he was one of the ones that kind of encouraged you in that season where maybe you could have went this way or that way, but he kind of opened that door and encouraged you to come to UNT, right?
Yeah, 100%. To him being able to put in a word to the coaches whenever I got here, like, this kid's the real deal. He's not just some random we picked up. And, for him to be on my side and in the locker room too with the guys on the team, for him to kind of back me up and, be on my side through the whole thing. And, once we're out there on the field, kind of be my safety valve that I always know what he's going to do. It's the best receiver you could ask for.
It's awesome, man.
Drew, what's your major?
I'm a finance major.
Finance major. Would you have any, would you ever think about maybe getting into real estate?
Yeah, I would.
Chris Denton?
I would.
Oh, good.